boys.
It's the Boyscast.
The lads.
It's the Boyscast.
The dudes.
Prepare yourself for Boyscast.
The bros.
It's the Boyscast.
The homies.
It's the Boyscast.
The dudes.
Experience the Boyscast.
The Boyscast.
This is an emergency broadcast by the Boyscast.
Emergency?
Now, this is a very big emergency because Huffington Post just dropped an article. How a dildo party helped me leave everything behind and find me my place in the world. Now, I couldn't just let this go. We had to
Dilly
drop
party.
everything. That's actually, this is written by Daniel Polishchuk,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, but what you don't know is I was selling the dildos.
This is doubling down, folks.
Yeah.
Now, no, because I'm going to Australia, and then we were going to do an episode and then potentially, bank it for a couple days, and then this all stuff happened, and we're
Shit's flying.
no, we got to go. We're not going to have it for 4 days. The whole world could change in 4
Oh,
days.
man, yeah, this thing could be stale as shit.
Buddy, there was no chance. And then we're talking about getting a big guest. We go, no, just the boys.
Just the
and we
boys.
release it early, and that's the thing.
That's that.
And then maybe release it a day late when I come back. Now, also, I should say, before we even get into it, I don't know if you saw this, but before, did you see my post? Because basically I've been advertising the wrong dates for my tour for the last.
Did it affect anything?
Of course it affected
Well,
things.
people still go click on it and they go, oh, Ryan.
No, some people did that, and we did sell that show and add another one. But
Classic.
how many people were like, looked at my dates and was like, oh, I didn't go Thursday, but if it was Friday, I would go. You sell less. Obviously, it screwed things up. And the worst part is a bunch of people messaged me being like, I already told you this before. And then I thought... And then I looked at my thing and I was like, maybe I went. And then so I had half the flyers with the right date, half the flyers with the wrong date.
Some of them
but my
are there.
website and my main thing where I was posting it everywhere were the wrong day. So I've been advertising it wrong
Did you
forever.
get the year right?
To be honest, no, I don't think so. Because I think a lot of dates I forgot to.
Ryan's playing Australia 2034.
my site does have the wrong year for some things. And then on top of that, even worse, I made plans to shoot the one day. And basically some people that I'd planned, I'd screwed up all the plans because I thought the show was one. Anyways, moving on. There's more
Moving
bigger fish to
on.
fry.
Bigger fish to fry.
I'm an idiot savant. That's what I was thinking.
Correct.
That's what I was. Everyone's trashing Peter Thiel, so they're posting all these clips of him, and this guy can barely speak. I don't know if you've
Peter
seen him,
Thiel,
right?
yeah, he has like the super high autism, like Elon Musk.
Right,
It's
so
where he's like
both of them can barely speak, and I was like, maybe I have a bit of that because I can't speak all that great either.
Yeah,
Peter
maybe.
Thiel was having like real trouble choking at one sentence.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. he's autismo.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
Ladies and
lots
gents.
going on, man.
Ladies and gents.
The Democrats have pulled greasy moves.
I mean, is Joe Biden alive? Does he know about this?
This guy,
It wasn't on, dude. Fucking just a post on Twitter. Just not on White House letterhead, not with a authentic signature. Not saying that it's inauthentic, but it's like a stamped signature.
I knew tinfoil
Like,
Danny was gonna have some good
computer
points here.
signature. Dude, I've been eating slop all weekend, man. It's coming out of my fucking ear. I can't. It's bad for my diet. I'm trying to.
Well, do you think there's
Trying
a
to slim
possibility?
down, and then the slop is just as high calorie slop. So
This
it's
is not
tough.
even the good shit either.
It's not the good shit. It's straight gruel.
You know,
Please, sir, can I have some more?
Danny's begging. This is a fucking slop city,
slop
man.
fest. Oh my god.
I was thinking, because there were some people that were, the conspiracy theories are rolling high, but it does feel like the guy's in a room. No one even really knows if he has COVID. The guy's just like, they locked him in a fucking dungeon right now.
Yeah.
Do you know when
Again, he could have done.
What's the Kevin Bateman TV series?
Arrested Development.
No, the newer.
Oh, Kevin
Jason Bateman.
Newer series.
Ozark, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I don't know how you're having trouble coming up with Ozark.
Well,
I
you
can
said
understand why
Kevin
I'm
Bateman, so that was tough.
Danny's
tough spot to
struggling
begin with.
Come up with the hit series. Then he couldn't put the pieces. You think by now you'd be able to put the pieces together in my speaking pattern?
Yeah, that's true.
I remember when. Anyways, it's not even that good of an analogy. We took a long time to get there, but
Yeah.
at one point he had a guy locked in a basement.
Oh, okay. I see. You know what I thought? Because
You
I
think
just
it's like that?
I just tweeted it. Do you remember the movie Dave from when we were kids? About when the president is in a coma and they replace him with a guy who looks exactly like him.
No, but
With
I saw you tweet that. I didn't know what you were talking
Kevin
about.
Kline. It was Kevin Kline's Sigourney Weaver. It's a movie from 93. And that's why you said Kevin. And then I go, oh, are you thinking of... That's why I was confused. But it's this movie from 1993. And it's literally like the president goes in a coma. And they don't want to tell the nation because they don't want to like give up power or whatever. So then they find this guy who looks exactly like him. Who's like
Good plot.
Who's like a struggling actor. And then they just pick him off the street and they're like, you got to pretend to be the president until he gets better. And then he like falls in love with the secret. Movies are so much better. Movies are so much better.
Movies used to rule.
Yeah, honestly, I was thinking about it. I hadn't
That's a
thought
great
about
plot.
I hadn't thought about the movie in 30 years ago. That was a sick movie. And then someone tweeted and they go, I watched it last month, still holds up.
Great plot line.
Yeah, great plot line.
Well, it does feel like they put him in a dungeon, and then he's like, okay, I'm going to give my speech, and then they're like, right this way, and then he's in the room, and he's like,
he might not know.
no, but I'm saying before he even had COVID, and then they're like, okay, you got COVID now, and he's
Yeah.
like, you're in the room, and they're bringing him things to be like, oh yeah, president's going good, and then basically they're just grabbing his phone, tweeting that he resigned.
Yeah, he's just
it's
like, I
not
resigned.
that out of the question.
I mean, it's a goddamn bloodless coup. That's what's going on. Is they go, hey man, we gave you a chance and you didn't take it. I mean, again, he might
I'm gonna
have.
put the bubble glasses on. Greasy.
Also, COVID is like he could have some. COVID's the easy thing. Like if he's not feeling well with something actually serious, right? And again, it's not. It's bad for America to have a president who's not.
Well, everyone wanted this for sure.
But there's one thing to trot. You're like, we can still trot him out. If you can't even trot him out anymore,
Well, if he's like super sick, that's one excuse. You know what I mean? If he's fucking 85 years old and gets
sure, but the people who want to hold on to power, they're probably like, okay, let's just say he has COVID and maybe he like pulls through, assuming that he has something that's not COVID, but he has something that's not just like whatever. Anyways, the fact like when LBJ said he wasn't running for election in '68, he gave a 40-minute live address.
Oh yeah.
Like that's the standard. Like when 9/11 happened, they go, "Hey, there's Bush is coming on TV tonight."
Yeah, unprecedented thing. You're just fucking tweeting it out.
A tweet. That's it. Just a tweet on, and it's not on White House letterhead. It's not signed like with his actual handwritten signature.
Also does feel like he's sort of done being you're sort of like, oh, I guess that's the end of him. And you're like, well, no, he's still the president.
For 5 more months until January.
Which will be a flash sale for his buddies, man. That's going to be the Oprah diet for the buddies for the next 5 months.
Pardons are on sale.
You get a contract. You get a contract.
Pardons.
You get a pardon. You get a pardon.
Yeah. So anyways, the betting markets have them
Do you think he says pardon me when he does the pardon? Pardon me.
I mean, he's probably gonna be like on a fucking ventilator. He's at. He only has right now. The betting markets have him, and the betting markets.
You've been all over the betting markets.
Polymarket. They.
What's the? You know all about the Poly market, don't you?
Dude, someone bet $2 million that Biden would be
so
the
funny.
nominee.
You tweeted that. I was
and
dying.
like probably they're like, it's a sure thing. Come on, this is easy money. Obviously, he's going to be the incumbent president. Is going to be the nominee. Like money in the
Dude,
bank.
that stinks to lose that
It
money.
was literally
buddy.
like probably $2 million to win 200,000 or something when the person bet it too. It wasn't like some big.
What'd you say? Having to go home and explain to your wife that you lost
$2 million
million
betting on Biden to be the nominee.
That's a
Like,
rough
honey,
loss.
it was a lock.
I saw a lot of people was getting in sync recently where there's obviously a whole bunch of stuff, but just a quick one was there's like a lot of people that tweet like hypocrisy or whatever.
Yeah.
The people within an hour that were like, I don't think she's like a good nominee, to being like, this is the baddest bitch that ever lived.
Dude, I was watching MSNBC last night.
Me too, I actually
just to
was.
see what those retards are up to.
I've never seen ball washing like that.
Dude, they're like, this is the greatest thing ever. They're honestly done such a full turn where CNN is kind of like, hemming and hawing. Fox is like, she sucks.
CNN wasn't humming and hawing. I were watching. They were humming. Giving her a Hummer.
Hemming and hawing. But MSNBC were like, this is great. This is just exactly the candidate we need to like the Republicans are in so much trouble right now.
They're about to eat
it. They just open up and go, ball washing station now open.
They actually, I'm telling you, I watched. It's funny because Fox News,
It's a labia washing
randomly, Fox News, because I was going back between the five of them, and Fox News was sort of doing like they had like lawyers on, kind of talking about the legal ramifications, and then every other station was just like, she's a goddess.
Yeah. MSNBC is.
And then the hero thing, they were going, he's a hero. They were just like, what a brave move for Joe Biden to do this.
Yeah,
but it's like, well, why did it take so long?
But to the betting markets had him at 100%.
Yeah, give me the betting markets.
Had him at 100% chance of not running, like probably 12 hours, something like that.
So people knew
before. Yeah, I mean, leaks always get out. So they had him at 12 hours before he put out his tweet or
that's
whatever.
what Musk said. He was like, everyone knew this for a week.
Everybody knew. And then it's right now, will he finish his term is only at 58%. Excuse me. It's only at 58% of will he finish his term.
Do you think they made him an offer he can't refuse? Like, is that how it works? It was interesting. Like, when the media turns on you, they do fucking get
Pelosi,
you. You know what I mean?
Pelosi and Obama are like, well, from one...
Obama did the sweep kick, or you fucking clummin'.
Puts the hand on the shoulder, goes, Joe, you did a great job. But
That's if Biden...
you ever see a pitcher get pulled? And he's like, I still got it. And you go... Bullpen, let's go.
If you are Biden in the room and then you do get sick, I would be... It is one of those times where you start being like... Yo, are they fucking poisoning me for starters?
Oh yeah.
And then
That's
Nancy
a good
Pelosi
point.
walks in the room. Hey Joe, just wondering how you're doing. You're looking around like, nurse, nurse.
Well, he saw what the Secret Service is up to fucking a week ago, which now we're conveniently not even talking about that anymore because now
Very convenient.
new story dropped. So we're like, yeah, Kim Cheadle or whatever is in front of the Congress right now getting roasted.
Some people were saying, but do you think Hulk Hogan had a factor when Hulk Hogan went in there and he said, you do not want to see the wrath, brother, man? Then Kid Rock did the song, and then Biden was like, please stop, no more.
No more Hulkamania.
I can't handle the Hulkamania.
Trumpamania. But I think because the real interesting tell was instantly the Clintons came out and they go, Kamala's our pick. We're endorsing Kamala Harris. Obama, though, did not endorse Kamala Harris. Which
Obama's got other plans.
Bring in Big Mike. We're going for 4 terms in a row.
Big M.
I mean, he's, a lot of people obviously think that he's currently the president and they're kind of...
Big M or Obama?
Barack, Barry. And then Big B. And then, but I think a good chance we see Big Mike. And Big Mike could win. Big Mike, I don't think Kamala Harris can win. Big Mike, that's...
You think Big Mike's got better chances?
Yeah, like Big Mike and Buttigieg.
You did see them get in line though, real fucking quick, man. I'm telling you, they went from they went from Joe Biden's like this guy's a piece of shit, he sucks, to like legitimately like the hero among heroes. This is Braveheart.
Well, because
and then Kamala Harris, they went from being like we all don't think she'd be the best candidate to like she's
the best.
They're gonna fucking rinse. They'd rinse Big Mike's hood even harder though.
But I think the thing is, I don't think Kamala Harris can win. I think Michelle Obama, like you put Michelle Obama and Pete Buttigieg or something, that could win.
I was telling.
Oh man, Trump's not gonna be happy about that.
No, how could he be happy? He sort of had a good point where he was just like, the amount of money they made me like spend on the attack ads against Biden or whatever, and then I have to start all over again. Mm-hmm. Dude, you don't underestimate the fucking greasy moves of the politicians, man. They've got things up
this
their
is House
sleeve.
of Cards, literally, like we're just watching it in real time.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. Like, again, just the fact that Biden couldn't just put out a pre-tape video. Like, and again, he's 81 years old. He has COVID. If he has COVID, like maybe he's that like bedridden.
I mean, they call anything COVID nowadays.
Yeah, but maybe he's that bedridden. Like, assuming that we even believe that, you're like, maybe he's so bedridden that he can't put it out. But then you're like,
then wait a few days. Yeah,
wait a few days.
What's an extra few days at this point? You've already waited to the fucking buzzer beater at the last. It was
exactly
the buzzer already rang.
Yeah, the buzzer was long. I mean, they had a primary,
dude. If you're a Democrat, you haven't got to pick your candidate in so long.
No. Well, that's how it works.
That is the ultimate slop where you fucking Democrats, they don't even get to pick their candidate.
Yes, they do. They had a primary a few months ago.
They don't get to pick it.
And they picked Biden, and then now there's just like a internal coup, and they go, "You're out."
Well, basically, it's like it kind of works just like any other government position, where you sort of just like it's a bureaucratic position. Like president's turning into like a bureaucratic position.
Yeah, it's just a position. Yeah, exactly.
Where you basically work your way up to it,
and the fact that like the amount of just like big time donors who are essentially able to pressure him out by saying like, "Hey, we're not giving you guys any money right now until he's gone," and they go, "Okay, well, you guys are, I guess, the people who actually call the shots." So like all these big time like Democratic donors are like, the money's off, no more money until he's gone, and then he's gone, and all of a sudden the spigot opens back up and money starts pouring in. I mean, it's crazy.
Once Clooney switched on you, you had problems too, right?
Yeah.
From a comedy perspective, I was sort of thinking at first, you're just like, I was sort of warming up to old jokes. I didn't really like them at first, but I was sort of warming up to making fun of old stuff because it got to a point where it was comical.
Yeah.
Like at first, it felt like a little. obvious or something, but then it got so ridiculous that it kind of became funny again to me.
Yeah, kind of.
But as I was going to sleep tonight, I was sort of warming up to the idea of girl president jokes.
Girl president jokes would be great.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
just from a straight comedy perspective, girl president jokes weren't fucking.
Well, then you heard it here first. Ryan has endorsed Big Mike.
Come on, woman managing the biggest economy in the world.
Hey. Again, it's all still just Barack Obama.
I just put it this way. All I said was I'm saying obviously you're not going to get an endorsement from me one way or the other.
No.
But when I was thinking of girl president jokes, I'll tell you what I said.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
Yeah. There could be some good ones there. Just takes a week off a month.
That's going to be all girl presidents be shopping for sure.
Oh, yeah. Like, you do not want to be negotiating her when she's on her rag. Let me tell you that much. Ooh.
That time of month.
Yeah, go try and invade Taiwan in the wrong week. See what happens. Fucking nuke time.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that this has kind of been the plan all along, where they're just like somewhere in there they were like, let's let him run for a while to sort of bleed them out of, make the Republicans sort of do their whole campaign.
Yeah.
And in the back of their mind, they're like, yeah, we know we're dropping him out, but it's going to be last minute.
Yes. I mean, Vivek said it like a year ago that this is exactly the plan.
A lot of people said that, but is it?
Well, it strategically makes sense because...
Or were they on the fence about what they were going to do? Or do you think it was like mastermind? Because that is, if you do think it's mastermind from the get-go, you are saying that they're like very smart.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing.
Whereas sometimes
we get to see Joe Biden talk once a week. There's some people who are with him every day. Right, and they're probably like, okay, this is
obviously this ain't happening.
You see the trend where this is going, like unless some sort of miracle happens, like this is just where it's going.
And then the other people are like, your only problem is he'd have to want to step down, and you're like, oh yeah, like we haven't had that before.
Yeah, of course, they'll just make him step down. But yeah, like they'll have a really quick primary. Like I don't think Kamala Harris is like the lock. Like they're gonna have a really mini primary, and then they're going to go with whoever they think. But like it'll be such a, by the time they pick him, it's in August. So it'll be 2 months out, I guess, from the election.
Which does give them not that much chance to sort of like smash them. You know what I mean?
You got to find all like, all the October surprise stuff where you find all this
all the dirt's got to come out
All
quick.
the dirt. It's like, it takes a while to find the dirt, like that takes time to find the dirt. Like, you're such a short window where, probably nobody's ever been trying to dig up dirt.
I was watching the Montel stuff because actually, I guess it got in the algorithm.
Yeah. What is he up to?
So Montel has a podcast.
I know he loves weed.
That's his whole deal is he loves weed now, right?
Yeah.
So Montel, if people don't know, this like huge talk show kind of, I guess it would be
The
Dr.
90s.
Philly
Yeah,
kinda
Dr. Phil.
world, right?
Yep.
So do you know the name of it?
The Montel.
Okay, so this guy has a podcast where he only talks about smoking weed.
Oh, okay.
Which is hilarious after being like this huge talk show host to just have like a podcast where he talks 400 views an episode. Do you know what it's called?
No.
Let's Be Blunt with Montel Williams.
And is he smoking weed the whole time? He had some.
I don't know if he smokes on the
so
thing.
he
I think
had
he just talks about
He had some medical condition, if I recall, MS or something, and he's like weed like saved his he's basically like weed reversed all his disease stuff. So
he loves weed. That's his whole deal, right? He's just like
ganja.
he just basically starts the episode. He's like, just want to give a shout out to weed.
just love weed.
Still love it. Fuck. Yo, did you ever watch movies on weed? Weed's so sick.
Weed is so
everyone, let's give a prayer for weed because how much we love it. He just talks about weed. No, he sometimes brings rappers on and he's like, just want to know
about weed.
Yeah.
What's the blunt rolling situation?
What type of papers do you use? Like a podcast, like a 16-year-old boy would have.
Has a gravity bong, just like an old 2-liter bottle with the bottom cut out. He's just like.
Welcome to Montel. Let's Be Blunt. And he had an episode with Redman. And he was like, "Do you love weed?" And the guy's like, "Love it." And he was like, "That's what I was saying."
So a lot of dead air, huh? Dead air show. A lot of dead air.
It's so funny. He only just talks about how much he loves weed. But he had Redman on to talk about weed, and Redman was like, I just wanted to ask about the Kamala Harris thing. And he goes, and he was like, you know me, I'd never kiss and tell. he goes, I'd never kiss and tell, but I want to say that she's a friend and she's an awesome woman. And, just kind of said, very political.
He wants a cabinet position in like the DEA or something.
A minister of weed.
Yeah, minister of weed.
420
Weed czar.
420 minister. Dude, it's fucking crazy at like 58 years old, just becoming like the fucking basically like high school weed guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think he does episodes on blacklight posters and stuff. Okay, this episode's on what your favorite song to listen to is while you're on weed.
Answer Bob Marley.
I see.
He calls Bob Marley just
okay,
Bob.
we have a super chat here who says Bob Marley. Now that's a great one. Nothing wrong with listening to Bob. Yeah, like it's like a parody of a fucking thing.
Well, glad he found.
My favorite alien podcast poster is okay. For the next super chat is gonna win one free blacklight alien poster.
Hitting the bong. As always.
Alien hitting the bong. So, anyways, he goes, basically he said that. He was just like, I never want to kiss and tell. Haha. Like he's like a cool guy like that. It's actually Chris Williamson, believe it or not. Oh. Decline. I took my thing off. Speak amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Hold on. Actually, Chris Williamson, we're live on the Boyscast right now. You're on the line.
You're kidding me.
Hey. What's up, Chris?
How you doing, Chris Williamson?
I'm good, man. How are you? How's Danny? Is he there?
I'm right here. What's up?
What's happening?
How you feeling about girl president potentially?
I can't wait. I've been wanting this since the Spice Girls came to
Mike's on the
prominence
bottom.
in the UK in the 90s. This is girl power back again.
We were saying I was warming up to the idea of girl president jokes. And we were just talking about the Montel thing, because Montel is a new podcast where he just talks about weed. You should have him on.
The amount of people calling him Montel Jordan, by the way.
Yeah, I'm so down. Well, look, I've interrupted at the wrong time. I love you and leave you. Give me a call when you're done.
Yeah, I'll give you a call when I'm done. All right, peace.
Later. Chris Williamson, everybody.
Chris Williamson, everybody. Anyways, Montel and weed. So the other funny part is... what happened is I had my phone. I had to take my phone off because of sleep.
Yeah.
I've had it on sleep for probably like a year. I took it off. Bad idea, man. You got to have that thing on sleep.
Yeah, the sleep mode.
Like it was everything I got was annoying me.
Yeah.
But
notifications is nice.
so on the other side, it was obviously funny out of the gate. And like you said, it's not a guarantee that's her. But it was making me laugh that like all the defund the police people have to like immediately switch to like the prosecutor.
Well, but she's still been the vice president. That story is kind of like, I mean, I want to see her debate Trump. Like, what is that?
So you don't think that's that funny?
Well, the prosecutor stuff is she's been the vice president.
But it is a pretty big switch if your whole thing was getting rid of the police.
Yeah, that's true.
I think you have to have some little bit of cognitive dissonance there.
She's got a lot. And they have a lot. I mean, if you're a Democratic, people have just been like, I love Joe Biden. I love him.
That's true.
They've been like, anything.
They're sort of buck broken on it.
Anybody but Trump people are like, yeah, Biden, sounds fine to me.
You guys in perfect
Everything
shape.
looks normal. You can do 4 push-ups, 6 handicap.
The other funny thing was, because there's obviously already funny things coming out, but like they showed articles of her 8 years ago, or maybe it was like 10 years ago, and they kept calling her Indian American president.
Sure.
And then she switched to Black American. Like she sort of
she's Black and South Asian.
Yeah, but she sort of decided that like she picks her race based on what would suit her, which I guess
Sure,
you would do
in America. Yeah,
but it is funny though that she was going with Indian before, and she's like, nah, I'm Black now.
I mean, how many comics do we know who did that? Commercial booking's dried up, huh?
I'm Black now.
Change the identity.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people, 2016, figured out that they're a little bit more racial, right?
Yeah, that's an easy move.
I will say though, black chicks are kryptonite for white lib chicks. So
yeah,
you know what I mean. You can do no wrong with like white lib chicks if you're a black girl.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, look.
So that's a positive for them.
I bet you some people, like, I can't imagine anybody who is like, oh, if Biden's the president, I'm voting Trump, and then Kamala's in, and they go, oh, I'm back. Like, I don't know how much is
some people I think are back.
You think so?
Yeah, because
like they were gonna go Trump.
No, they were going to go not voting.
Oh, they're just going to go not voting.
Yeah, I don't think you swung like that, but I think there's people.
Well,
that weren't
we
vote.
have back in play just having. I mean,
or
again,
they write in a third person.
again, here's the thing though. So we have back in play people who are just like want a woman president, women who want a woman president. But now there's a 50-50 chance she will be a woman president for at least some period of time leading up to the election. Like they might give her 3 or 4 months, kind of like the chick in Canada, Kim Campbell. Remember when we had
That's true.
right? Where they're like, here's 3 or 4 months, we did it.
That's true.
Kind of thing. So then you don't even get to say like you're not even voting now for a woman president to be the first woman president.
That would hurt her almost.
But I mean,
They really.
regardless, it'll be historic. She'll be the first female president.
Know who I watched the press conference of yesterday? I told you I was in it yesterday. I was watching stuff.
Yeah, I was like watching TV like all day. I don't think I did anything but watch.
I was watching like the live streams on YouTube mostly.
Did you see RFK?
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah. I watched the RFK one and it was like kind of interesting. He was teeing off on Kamala Harris.
Yeah, because now he's like the door is open. He's like, why
sort of
can't I?
getting fucked.
He's like, what the fuck?
So I was gonna say,
He's like, I can't be the Democratic nominee. Like, at least let me try.
This guy was really. There's no one else. Maybe not no one else, but that guy is legitimately getting sloshed by by like the system.
He's got to give a fucking press conference on YouTube from his cottage to be like, hey, I'm still here.
Hello?
I was like, people don't hate me. Like, I mean, some people don't want to vote for me, but like, I'm around.
Dude, it's literally like one of those comedy tropes where it's like, who could it be? It's like, hello, it's like, could be anyone. It's got to be someone. It's like, I'm right here. It's definitely got to be right here. Do you know what the funniest part was, Danny?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I only watched probably like 10 minutes of it because it kind of felt like the same thing after that. But in the press conference I was watching on YouTube, it was glitching.
Yeah.
So the press conference was glitching and his voice already glitches.
Oh, so it was like super glitchy?
Well, I just couldn't, like, it was hilarious. You couldn't tell the difference between which was the real glitches and the fake glitches. Like, it was like, and I'm like, you couldn't tell, like, if he was extra.
Yeah. If he was kind of, his voice was
It was just a hilarious thing to listen to. It was like, because the glitching made his voice sound more like it already sounds.
Right. It like fixed it a bit?
She is part of it was like, yeah. Well, I only did it for like 10 seconds, but I chuckled to myself because it was kind of funny.
There was a thing, I don't know if this is real, but there was a thing where these like, he started getting into some Q&A and then you could hear like some producers from some network being like, we're going to...
I couldn't hear them when I was listening. I wasn't
I heard the
listening to
thing
that.
and they're like, we're going to cut it off now. It's like, basically, it's something when he started talking and they're like, okay, this is over. Like,
Well, I think he was kind of talking about the media.
Yeah,
like
he was talking
trashing
shit,
them.
he was trashing the media,
And
yeah.
it is funny to have to be there with holding your camera where he's like, and you guys are pieces of shit. And you're like, let's get out of here.
They're like, hey, what do we do? They're like, we already had to deal with this with Trump. Fuck this shit.
It was kind of the thing where we always say we have a buddies that film, like when Jordan Peterson goes to Toronto, like all our buddies work in film, so they hire random film guys. So a lot of our buddies will get hired to do these like Jordan Peterson interviews.
Yeah.
And our one friend was like, he was like, honestly, I'm just like shaking. He goes, I'm like, it's just like sort of stressful. It's like I'm not in the best shape right now because he's like, I just had Jordan Peterson yelling in my face for 2 hours. He's like, and you, another thing. And you're just like sitting there with the camera as like the
Yeah.
like being the camera guy for like a guy that's
Are
just
you
yelling
talking
at
to me
you.
or the camera?
Yeah, but
Both, bucko.
but yeah, as the media, you do have to be sitting there with your microphone while he's like, and these fucking losers working for the media, and you're just like, okay, you're just stand there and take it. It is a crappy job.
Yeah, it's not the best. Unless, I mean, that's the thing with all this stuff, like with the Trump RNC, like we were at the comedy club and they put it on Fox, and you're like, all this stuff you got to watch on left-wing media. Like MSNBC is way funnier to watch, like the way they cover it.
Yeah, they are funnier.
So much funnier. Like when you watch it on Fox, you're like, it's boring. You watch it on NBC. Like Van Jones started crying on CNN when they announced it. Like Van Jones was...
Stop it.
Yeah, he was literally crying.
Like of happiness?
No, he was like, he loves Biden, so he's like sad or whatever, and he's like crying, and he's like done so much for the country, and he's like holding back tears. You're like, shut the fuck
Oh no,
up.
I think they were crying because like they were saying he's heroic, right?
Yeah, he's sort of like a hero, and he's like, he's done so much for this country. But you're like, you're crying. Come on, man.
I was watching. I was liking the influencer switch, man. I saw, Brooklyn Dad.
Yeah.
We used to talk about him. But he is funny when he goes, breaking. California Governor Gavin Newsom just announced his support for Kamala Harris as the Democratic presidential nominee. Boom.
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 Mic drop.
Yeah. Keith Olbermann and those types.
Keith Olbermann is borderline. I'm like, he has.
That guy's the best.
He has the brain worms that RFK had. He has them, but they didn't die.
Yeah, that guy's out of his mind.
It's insane. Like the shit he posts. I go this seems like it's one of the satire. Like it looks like a satire account.
He seems like the type of guy that when he goes to sleep, he cackles to himself. Like he's sitting in the bed like
I don't know. I honestly sometimes think, I'm like, who listens to his podcast? He probably has a lot of listeners.
Does he?
I bet you he does, yeah.
Interesting.
Not insane, probably something like this, but our listeners are not brain dead. The people who listen to this must be like, what takes are you getting from Keith Olbermann? None of it makes any sense.
I think you just watch it and you're just like, you watch it and you're just, I think this is the demographic in my opinion. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people that are really crazy and they watch him and they're like, I'm actually not crazy.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he makes you feel normal.
He makes you feel like you're like, no, he's maybe a little too much for me, but compared to him, I'm actually pretty normal.
Yeah. I guess.
I think that's kind of,
maybe some people make it do it.
It normalizes your level of craziness.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm going to tell you here about Joymode, fellas. Now, let's talk about the obvious. Everyone wants to head into the bedroom with confidence, feeling like the best version of themselves. You want to walk in there with the Vince McMahon meme. That's what I'm thinking. And then you're sort of doing this. Yes. Like Shane McMahon coming off the top ropes. You want to walk in there, and that's where Joymode comes in. But the problem is for some people that our thoughts get in the way of the performance. That's actually, anytime for me, it's definitely being in the head. Probably a little less than I did back in the day, but maybe we feel like we're just not reaching our full potential. What are our options? Maybe you go to the gas station, pick up some boner pills. No thanks. With a long list of side effects. No, thank you. Well, that's where our friends Joymode come into play. Imagine a supplement you can take that tastes like your favorite greens packet and gives you the extra dose of confidence that saves you the embarrassment and hassle of a traditional erection pill. Joymode Sexual Performance Booster is an all-natural, science-backed solution to increase blood flow, firmness, stamina, performance. Danny's mouth's watering. It comes in a palm-sized packet like your favorite electrolyte powder. You stir it up 6 to 8 ounces in water 45 minutes before you hit the bed and watch the magic happen. So not only is this the only supplement you're needing in the bedroom, but it also supports your blood flow vessels, your cardiovascular health, athletic performance, blood pressure, and more. So that's what's different about Joymode, is this is not just supporting the bedroom, this is also supporting you. So you take it, I'll tell you what happens in one of those cases where you took it and nothing happened. Well, there's some other benefits as well. So it allows for your cardiovascular system to pump blood more seamlessly and effectively to the areas of your body that need it, whether that be during workouts, sexual activity, or regular daily exertion. So it comes in a 30-pack that's perfect for your house, perfect for your supplement cabinet. It's the perfect 1 month supply. Support your erections, fellas. Ooh. Athletic performance, heart health, overall quality of life with Joymode. Whether you're on the move, whether you're traveling, the compact sachets are easy to pack and take with you. So get a Joymode boost anytime, anywhere. Ingredients with integrity, Joymode. So think of Joymode Sexual Performance Booster like a pre-workout, but for sex. And it's all game changers. So go to usejoymode.com, get 20% off with the code Boyscast at checkout. That is 20% off and free shipping with the code Boyscast at usejoymode.com. Great sex solved naturally. Fellas, whether you're a seasoned gym goer, you're just getting started on the fitness journey, Fitbod is the app for you, the essential your workout really needs. It's a fitness app that customizes each workout based on your goals and adapts them as you approve. Now, I've been here gym to gym to gym. So Fitbod keeps track of everything. You can use that's only me specific, that it's whatever gym I'm in, it can tell you. But even if you're not doing that, the most important thing is it'll give you new exercises to keep it interesting, keep track of everything you're doing. Fellas, this is a personal trainer for a fraction of the price.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, that gives you the exercises you would never think of doing sometimes. Like, you want to hit some weird muscle on your bicep and you go, I'm just doing regular curls. And they go, no, do these different curls.
Those are the ones that you feel in the morning, too, right?
Well, you feel
like I haven't used that muscle in forever.
Never used it.
Fitbod's sick. It creates a personalized workout routine based on your goals, your fitness levels, available equipment, so it can change it as you become more advanced and you want to try new things. Workouts adapt to your growth, so each workout is challenging enough to push you to make progress. It tracks your muscle recovery so you can avoid burnout and keep your momentum. Fine-tune. That is one thing that's a lot of times when I'm doing it on my own, I'm always like, I just did that. Is that too much time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You just like
enough
rest time. And
yeah, it sort of takes you just also
sets,
you remove all your
reps.
decision making. Yeah, so you're thinking too much
and
sometimes.
you track it. A lot of people go to the gym, they don't track anything. And
yeah, I know.
You're not going to get any better.
Or you're the guy with the book there. You know what I mean?
Or
you bring a book
you're
and
the
you
book
lose
guy
the book.
and then you lose the book. And
learn new momentums the right way. It's like a personal trainer, but better. So add Fitbod to your personal workout essentials. Join Fitbod today. Get your personalized workout plan, and you can get 25% off your subscription or try the app free at fitbod.me/boyscast. That is fitbod.me/boyscast. All right, how about this? Harris Kyle gas ticket.
it'll be funny. It'll be some
It's making me come out of the woodwork.
Tough couple
Funny ones
weeks
that
for
came out.
Jack Black. Huh?
Yeah, I know. He did take it on the chin.
Yeah, especially like wearing those fucking American overalls.
Yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't a great one.
Not a great. He's having probably as bad as a few weeks as Trump.
That band does rule, though.
Yeah, they're awesome.
Such funny songs.
Yeah. Okay,
Harris-
hey. I can separate the artist from the art, okay? So you don't have to tell me otherwise.
Oh, yeah, he's made tons of funny stuff. Harris Lewinsky is the other option. Third option, Harris Dolezal.
Harris Dolezal? That's not bad. We're not going to get an all-chick ticket. That's...
You don't think so?
Nah.
Okay.
No way.
Well, the thing was, it seemed like they had his Twitter account for a while, because I don't know if you saw the Biden tweets. You must
He's
have.
still tweeting. That's the
No,
crazy
but the
thing.
original one where he goes, I'm sick and tired of Elon Musk. So if no one saw, he just first tweet said, this is like 3 days ago. It goes, I'm sick. And then you scroll under it. It goes, of Elon Musk and his rich buddies.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, that was who? That's a sabotage tweet.
Also, you're sick of rich people because a bunch of rich people just got you kicked out of the White House. Like, you don't like rich people because literally a bunch of rich people made sure that you cannot run for re-election.
Exactly.
Like, forced you out. So,
It goes,
but he tweeted it. There's a tweet from an hour ago.
I'd love him to see.
That's the crazy thing. Is like nobody thinks he's alive.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They should have done that. Like, I'm quitting the election. Oh, yeah, I was thinking you were going to do the second part of that.
Okay. Oh, so you just gave me the hard part?
I'm giving you an alley-oop.
Wasn't the best setup.
I'm giving you the alley-oop. How about this?
It's not like
I'm dying.
I'm dying of laughter from this orange Cheeto Trump.
Here, we got another one.
There we go.
I'm too old
To deal with this bullshit.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay, so he couldn't come up with them.
I'm quitting this election.
I'm quitting.
That's a softball for you.
Okay, how about
That's fucking high and tight 100-mile-an-hour fastball right there.
How about just I'm quitting?
I'm quitting. Talking shit about.
I'm quitting being the nice guy.
Yeah, I'm quitting. No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg's new image, though, by the way? Speaking of Twitter.
The meme.
This guy
He's doing the meme.
is the best.
Yeah.
At 40 years old, you get straight up sneakerhead wearing a
He's
chain.
a UFC bro.
Yeah, he's a UFC bro now.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's like,
That's exactly what he
he's
is.
become a UFC bro. He's gonna have cauliflower ears soon. Like probably in 5 years.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's been hilarious. And he went on and did an interview about Trump, and he goes, him getting shot with that bullet. Honestly, I don't know what to tell y'all. No cap. That
like a
was
wigger.
the most baddest shit that I ever seen from him.
On God.
He goes, on God, that was the baddest ass thing I've ever seen.
On God, that was bussin'.
The Trump meme putting his hand in the air was bussin', no cap.
Badass. And it's crazy that Trump must not like this. That whole thing just kind of out of the news.
Oh, he can't. This is a big hit. I honestly felt in my core, like the other day when I was like kind of just writing and stuff like that, and just like literally just thinking about all this stuff and like making sense of it. It was feeling to me where I was like, it's gone too far one direction. I don't feel like I was like, I just feel like how the tech guys were kind of all getting their way. Like it really felt like it was like the mentality of the country was sort of very like tech bro kind of oriented.
Yeah.
And I was just like, they're not going to let this go on for much longer.
No.
Like I was like, I almost liked it too much. That's what I was feeling. I was like, it felt like the vibe of the country was aligning too much with what I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're not going to, that can't go on for much longer.
You know what though, is like it's always been where the richest people have this like significant power. They used to be all like industrialist people who, ran like a fucking shipyard or a cement company, and now all these people with the most money are these tech guys, and they kind of have a different wavelength of thinking.
But I would say me and you both sort of have like more of a crypto tech bro kind of mentality.
Yeah, but these are the people who have all the money now who are able to influence elections.
I know, but maybe they aren't as much able to influence them as much as you think, because I feel like they were getting they had their. I don't know. This is just my from a comedy perspective, when you're sort of like starting to make fun of something and you're like, it feels like everyone kind of thinks this now. Yeah. I just felt that a little bit with this, where I was like, I bet you this is starting to be a peak of this, a little bit of like how much tech bro mentality is sort of like forefront. That's what it felt like. It felt just, it already feels like it's doling back a little. We'll see how it plays out, but that's just how I felt a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
Felt like a lot of people work a little bit. Enough of this tech guy bullshit.
Yeah, especially with Elon Musk. And Elon Musk was trying to round up, I said it last week, but all the huge Silicon Valley guys are all like, now we're Trump people and we could have never said this before, and now we like him and we want him to win. And so yeah, there is definitely like a shift in the sentiment where people are, Silicon Valley guys were the most left-wing guys ever.
Okay, this is what I'll say to you. The tech bro meme, where people were like, it was like a pejorative, probably came out like what, 8 years ago, being like, oh, fucking finance, tech bro.
Tech bros.
Like it was like a very pejorative, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like kind of trashing that guy. I would say the peak comeback was like last week, where it was like tech bros were sick again.
That's right.
And then I'm just saying it might be going back the other way a little bit. That was my thought culture wise.
Well, if the Republicans lose, then that'll be a big hit for the tech bros, that's for sure. They'll be like, oh, you think you have
tech bros went all in, yeah.
Yeah, and again, they have, you can literally, you have the now like a huge, they own the, Twitter is bigger than the news. Like, even the Trump, or not the Trump thing, the Biden thing, like, that came out 20-30 minutes later on mainstream news. You're like, you're a rube if you're not getting your news from X at this point. So
of course,
right? So Elon Musk basically just.
I'm surprised he wanted to post it there, because you'd think they'd be like, we're not.
He didn't post it. It was a bloodless coup. He didn't post it.
Oh yeah.
He was not like, oh, let me fire up the old. Oh, where should I put this? Facebook, Twitter.
No,
Twitter sounds good.
Do you know when your girlfriend, or a girlfriend, like you're sleeping and they take your finger and open your phone?
Yes.
That's, I think, what happened. Like, he was like COVID. He's like, oh, we just need to do a little hand test here. He goes, presidential hand test.
Oh, we're just gonna take your take your heartbeat. Let's just see what your heart rate's like.
You're right. They put it on the heartbeat. Do you think they took the phone and they put it on they put a heart monitor, fake heart monitor around it?
No, they go, he goes, you do a heart monitoring on an iPhone now? He goes, yeah, the technology's crazy. Yeah, technology. Anyways, just give us this right here. And again,
I know they all have his passwords.
Like in the next 2 days,
because they all post this stuff.
In the next 2 days, we might hear from him. But if we don't hear from him in the next 2 days, then that's.
Do you think he gets any DMs trying to fuck like the president? Like, do you think that because I know it's all the president's, maybe Trump was running his own one, but he hasn't looked at his own Twitter probably the entire time he's in office, right?
Never.
He doesn't even have the password probably, right? Okay, but is there any girls that probably slide into the DMs actually being love to fuck?
For sure.
There has to be, right?
But his DMs are also like.
And do you think any of the interns like take them up on the offer? It's like next best thing.
I mean, he also has.
He's like, okay, let's meet at this place. And they show up and they meet some fucking staffer trying to get pussy.
I'm sure he has a million DMs. I mean, his DMs are unusable because his DM. He has probably a million DMs calling him like an infidel from people like all over the world.
That's true.
Being like, you come to our country, we'll kill you.
You are correct though that it made all of the Thomas Crooks stuff disappear, and there was some funny stuff because his last search was porn, which was hilarious.
Yeah, just one last goon for the road.
It's amazing that he got one last goon out before he did
Well,
it.
I wonder if that's like a snipering.
Or do you think he edged himself because he was still about that semen retention?
Well, I wonder if like you crank one out because it gives you like calmer hands when you're trying to shoot a shot.
Yeah, but you might want the testosterone too. So
I don't know. I'm purely speculating.
If you're going to do a big fight.
We have people who shoot guns who watch this.
Does it help you to goon or not?
Yeah. Is it better for the shot if you're holding a semen retention or if you're cranking one out? Like, is that is every sniper?
That is interesting though, knowing that you're about to go die and you're still like cranking one out. That's interesting.
One last why not? You know, probably have a nice go to McDonald's, get a Big Mac and fries.
Or do you think he cranked one out that was so despicable that he was like, I can't live with myself?
Is a Nancy Pelosi deep fake? He goes, oh my God, what have you done?
He cranked out such a despicable one that he was like, well, that's enough of this.
Yeah, he goes, I gotta go.
I can't be here. I can't look at myself anymore. The man who shot Ronald Reagan says violence is not the way to go after
John
Trump
Hinckley
attack.
Jr.
Isn't that funny?
Well, the funny thing is he keeps trying to play. I don't know if you know this, but so he lives in New York and he's constantly trying to play. He's a musician and he's constantly trying to play shows here.
He's a musician?
He like has a guitar. Okay,
that's hilarious.
Dude, I tried to get him on Low Value Mail. I like DM'd him
because a great guy to get.
Because he was like, I want to do podcasts and stuff. So he sells artwork. He's like an artist. He makes paintings and he does music shows. Except every time he tries to do a show, they get canceled. Like because people protest, they'll call the venue being like, "This."
So he's hated.
He tries to play like music shows in like New York City. Like he'll be like, I'm playing a cafe in Brooklyn or whatever, and then they like it sells out in like 2 minutes or whatever because people want to see him. And then, like, people start calling the venue, being like, "You can't have this guy at your thing." But
at the coffee,
he was like medically and criminally insane. He was in a mental institution for literally like 30 years.
Did they MK Ultra him, you think?
Maybe beforehand. Potentially. I mean, they're saying the MK Ultra Thomas Matthew Crooks or whatever his
They
name
like
is.
to do it.
But anyways, he posts artwork where he'll post artwork on eBay. And I literally like, he'll be like, I have a painting for sale. And I went and I tried to like buy one because they're like $500 or whatever. But then what happens is people just fake bid them. And so they never sell. So like people are just like, won't like, cause he's a bit of like a character, I guess, on Twitter. Like he doesn't post that much crazy shit, but everybody loves trolling him. Like he's like a big like troll candidate because he's like old and he doesn't really know what's going on with Twitter. So he's always trying to sell his art and then he'll post it on eBay. But then like
does he move units?
No, because everybody always like goes to buy them and then they like don't pay for them. So, but you can buy his. I think he has. Here's July 13th. You can go artpal.com. You can buy prints from him. You can get a framed print of a cat. That's what it looks like. That's the guy who shot Reagan. And it's 100 bones framed, which is not a bad deal.
Pretty funny.
Yeah, but he always will.
We should get a boy. Can we come in for the Boyscast studio?
About the artist John Hinkley. After a long and winding road, I am now an artist and singer-songwriter.
Well, it's funny that he's literally doing the backwards chair. You kids don't got to make the same mistake that I did.
Pretty much.
You don't got to go down that path.
But yeah, people were like, he kept trying to put his art on eBay, and like they would never sell because people just would fake bid and win them and then not pay for
That's
them.
pretty funny.
But like, it's so weird because you're like, especially in New York, really people in New York City cared that much about the guy who shot Reagan in the stomach in '81. Like you care that much where you won't let him do a...
Well, it's probably not people in New York.
Or maybe, I
complaining,
don't know. Yeah, but it's like you won't even let him do... Let the man... I mean, John, if you're watching, you can come on here.
That'd be funny.
Play your songs. We'll do a whole like segment.
We
where
have him on the Boys.
Yeah, well, it'll be our first...
No, but we have him on the Boys because we advertise it. It's just me and you listening to him play guitar for an hour.
Fucking, that'll rip. Maybe we'll do it on the Patreon.
Me and you
It'll be an extra episode.
Me and you just sit here and watch him play his acoustic songs for an hour.
Not that good.
And talk about his art.
Yeah, I don't even know. I wonder.
Don't ask him a single question.
Don't ask him. So, what Well, he probably has like a whole thing of like questions you can't ask.
Oh, you think he has a big docket?
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, he has some songs on YouTube. He has a bunch of songs on YouTube.
All right.
Oh, he has tons of songs on YouTube. Okay, there you go. So
Well, there's another hot article about Thomas Crooks. The shooter, this is according to the Post, Trump shooter Thomas Crooks might have been battling an undiagnosed mental illness. So there's a chance he had mental illness.
yeah, that was the speculation is that he had like
There's a slight
he was on
chance.
antidepressants because like every
I know they were trying to go with that one.
Well, I mean, it seems a common theme.
There's an article that wasn't happy with you, by the way.
What did I do?
Secret Service says it's appalled by DEI rhetoric against female agents after Trump rally shooting. Because Danny made a video about that, and I guess the NBC News has responded to Daniel Polishchuk.
I don't like it, yeah.
They weren't happy campers. Secret Service says in a statement that criticism from pundits and influencers, so that's who they're talking about right there. That's Daniel Polishchuk.
I'm a pundit.
Baseless. So they're saying you're not based.
Yeah, I'm not based. Well, I mean, we all saw what we saw.
The agency also stood by its commitment to diversity and recruiting as helping, not hurting. Helping.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you've done the research, but apparently it helps not hurt the effectiveness of its protective teams. Well, it's so fun. I feel like that's the most gaslighting of all time, where they're just like, you go, okay, so it helps actually to have girls, and you're like, well, so why aren't any girls in the NFL? And you're like, just because they haven't mandated it. And you go, so would the NFL be better if they put girls there? So why, if you're supposed to be the best of the best top shooter, and you go, so why is the top shooter in the world a man then? And you go, because they don't have diversity. I guess because they don't have diversity initiatives. So you go, would it make the shots better? Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't.
And you go, that is the definition of gaslighting.
I mean, I wouldn't mind watching the NFL if they had a chick in there.
One chick
just getting pummeled, crying on the sidelines,
just getting wrecked.
I mean, dude, the amount of like, if you ever see like, because WNBA is, they're just absolutely throwing it in our faces right now.
Are they?
Oh. Are they?
I don't really watch it as much
well,
as you.
I'm just saying on Twitter and stuff, it's all like,
I don't have my notifications set to WNBA the way
I don't have it set to it either, but unfortunately it comes across my timeline a lot. But like,
I always see Danny showing up with Reese's Pieces gear, and he goes, I'm a Reese head. What can I say?
But like the press conferences, like the amount of times there's just like press, just a normal after a regular game, they're all crying. Like
that's not true.
Yes, they cry.
Why do they cry?
Because they're chicks. What do you mean?
What are they crying
Why is
about?
water wet? I don't know. They're like, she was bullying me. The referee is mean to me.
Why are they actually crying? I don't get it.
They just cry.
Like if they lost?
I mean,
or if just whatever.
Like, I don't know. My wife cries if she's like a cat on Instagram. I don't know. Like, they just, the waterworks come on easier.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Like, I'm not saying it's every press conference.
You're saying there's some crying, yeah.
Yeah, there's some crying. Just like, but they're not like, I lost the big game crying. Like, I didn't lose the championship. This is a regular season game where they're like, yeah, I don't know, they're treating me unfairly. And
crying from a complaint.
Whatever. Yeah, they cry.
That's
Bitches be
interesting.
crying. Bitches be crying.
We basically have this sketch we did. Joy Reid blasted brutally for calling Trump assassination attempt a photo op, likening it with Biden's COVID diagnosis.
Yeah.
So I know this is old news, but it was just because we did the sketch last week.
They're both heroic survivors.
Exactly. So she basically made our sketch.
Except not so fast, Joy Reid, on the Biden front. I mean, he still has COVID or whatever he has.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a lot of rumors going around that he has like something really serious, but they're not from the most reputable sources.
Again, this is just a matter of what slop you're getting, because it's really back to the slop situation, because we do not know.
I mean, if it would just be nice if we could just get him with today's newspaper, just a photo, just any proof of life.
100%.
Just a normal proof of life, like you would Bill Ackman said it, but he's like, this letter, if this
we don't have proof of hype, just a proof of life.
If this was a hostage, this would not be acceptable proof of life. You would not be like, oh, this person's for sure alive. You'd be like, no, I don't know.
I'm gonna need more than this. Yeah,
I'm gonna need more something.
Look, he tweeted.
Yeah, look, he tweeted. Okay,
with a fucking fake signature.
I mean, there's what's that guy Julio Fulio or whatever, that rapper who got killed, and then he keeps posting stuff from his Instagram even though he's been dead for 2 weeks.
Who's posting it?
Because someone who has access to his Instagram, and they're trying to like monetize his like big Instagram accounts, and he's like posting all this stuff still, like ads and stuff.
That's a good name, Julio Fulio.
Yeah, well, he's dead now, so.
Well, so you're saying the name's available?
Anybody watching?
So
Julio Fulio.
It is. I'll tell you what. just because I was going to mention I watched the Trump speech too. So things are moving fast in this country. It's sort of exciting.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, there seems like there was not a lot going on.
Obviously a lot of it's bullshit, but like at the same time, it's like it really is House of Cards shit going on. So it is sort of exciting right now.
I mean, we have a presidential assassination attempt, and then a president essentially like announcing not running for re-election and potentially stepping down in the span of a week.
Yeah, it is sort of getting me fucking excited a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's very interesting at the very least. No one can say it's not interesting.
No.
And then you do have all these characters like the Elon Musk of the world. They're all really involved. Like it is very, it's like an interesting time for it. So I watched the speech. Did you watch the speech?
Like with Hulkamania and all that stuff? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually watched the speech.
Yeah, I watched the full speech. He really got, he was rambling. He was getting the light at the end.
I did feel the first part though. It felt like a guy that had been on tour for a while. Like he was like in a pocket. He was doing more of like a president's speech than you know what I mean. What he normally do. He was trying not to be mean, but now he's gonna have to switch again.
Yeah, so he's back to being mean, but because all the juice ran out on this because of this Biden stuff. But it was interesting. I watched it on CNN, and then so you know how like he's like at the beginning of his speech, and he's like He's like, I'm going to talk about this once and never again because it's too painful, like the shooting stuff.
Yeah.
CNN got a leak of his speech like 20 minutes before, so they read it all on air.
Oh, because they had a 20-minute gap?
No. I guess because it's on.
I thought they were live streaming it,
but it's on teleprompter, so you have to like load it into the teleprompter. So
someone leaked his teleprompter speech.
So CNN was reading his account of the shooting 20 minutes in advance.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wonder who leaked. That's interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, but probably someone who's just like, I mean, because it was
a teleprompter guy.
Well, it's just like it's at the whatchamacallit, like it's where the Milwaukee Bucks play. So it's like if you know anything about venues, it's like the people who work at the venues are the people who work at the venues. They're like, yeah, I do every event here. I'm just like a roadie or whatever. I'm the tech guy here. So
yeah, they don't like make sure that they get Republican concession guys.
No, you didn't get it. No. I think you got it. I just
do it like this. Danny's micromanaging me.
Well, if I didn't say something, you'd be like, I had this thing on my face the whole time.
I'm okay. Moving on now.
We're back. Anyways, yeah, like they leaked it, and it was a pretty scummy move. It felt like,
yeah,
it was really like CNN trying to kind of throw a wrench in his plans. Where we go, oh yeah, well here's this whole thing.
Well, the funny part to me was when he was doing the first speech and he was talking about the bullet, and he was like, I'm not supposed to be here tonight, and everyone in the crowd started chanting, "Yes, you are! Yes, you are!
It's like wrestling.
Yes,
vibes.
you are!"
I know, it's wrestling vibes. He goes,
huge wrestling
I'm
vibes.
not.
He was talking about when he talked about Kid Rock, he was like, and then Kid Rock, he goes, I didn't realize how famous that guy is. He has 40,000 people at his rallies. He called his concerts rallies.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I saw Kid Rock post about going to the rally, and he had like a Kid Rock private jet, and I go, "Oh, Kid Rock's doing that, huh?"
You didn't know Kid Rock was crushing it like that?
I didn't know Kid Rock had his own private jet.
I told you, I saw Kid Rock in Toronto.
Yeah. I guess he's playing that was at the Skydome.
I went with my brothers and my dad. But
Skydome?
No, this ACC Air Canada Center. Smooth loves The Rock, man.
Yeah.
My name is Smooth.
Yeah.
Big fan. But I told you, I might have said this on the podcast before, but the funniest part about Kid Rock is he did like the first 5 minutes of his concert. He does like pretends to be a president. Like I think this when he was running for something.
Yeah.
Governor maybe.
Okay.
But he would come out in like an American outfit and then do a speech.
Uncle Sam.
He does kind of do a rally, if I'm being honest.
Does he have like a podium?
Yeah, but the whole thing was he kept saying like they're trying to take our guns and stuff like that, but it was in Toronto where they don't have guns. And it was like obviously the one Canadian date where he just didn't change it. And he was like, they're trying to take our guns. They can pry them out of our hands. And everyone was kind of like, we don't have guns.
Yeah, we don't have guns. We're fine with that.
We don't really have any guns.
We like not having
But he made zero modifications to his speech for the one Canadian date.
Yeah.
He goes, Biden, he goes, I'm only going to use his name once. I don't want to use it again. He said that. That was another funny part to me. But
B-word.
Anyways, that's sort of funny, but oh yeah, he was bragging about his deals. Was sort of funny to me because he was basically talking about everyone was sending immigrants to the country, and then he was basically like, he goes, and I told them they're going to take the immigrants back. We'll send them back, and then all these people didn't want to take them, so they'd put the planes on the runway to make sure that we couldn't send the immigrants back. I made one phone call. I go, any country who does any of that, you're gonna get it cut off immediately.
Well, he was
next thing you know, they go, "Oh, please send the immigrants." He's
taking shots at Bukele or whatever from
who's that?
El Salvador, the guy who put all the MS-13 in those crazy jails, and he's the Bitcoin guy, because the Bitcoin people were loving Trump. So the Bitcoin people were loving Trump, and they're like, oh, Trump's the big Bitcoin guy, and then he started going after this guy, and like, kind of, I don't know if there's any truth to it, saying like, I don't think there's any truth, or I haven't heard of anything where that dude's like taking all these people and shipping them to the United States. Like, he's putting them in these like supermax prisons in El Salvador, because he's like cleaning up El Salvador, so it was like, everybody's like, why is he kind of taking a shot at him? Like, seemed like unnecessary. And
you're saying because his side of the story is he's saying that he's cleaning up crime, but he's just shipping all the people to America.
But I don't know if there's any. I have.
And you're saying like that's not what's happening.
I've never seen anything that confirms that. He's cleaning up crime and he's putting them in his prisons.
I guess that would be tough to just send a plane of MS-13 to America.
I mean, he's not even in a plane. You're saying like, oh, we're sending them to, like, I can't even imagine Mexico would want them, but you're sending them to Mexico and then they're getting over the border into America. I'm like, I don't.
You're saying that he had some baloney in his speech.
That's yeah. I mean, he was going. The thing ended up being like 90 minutes almost.
Well, yeah, he did. It did seem like these hour speeches. He was like, probably could have covered it in 20.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, the people want to see him. People there.
So you're sort of saying at the end, he was just like, "What else? What else?"
Yeah. What else? What do you guys want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about?
Boys, Marek Health is the premier health optimization platform, empowering you to maximize your longevity and performance with the confidence that comes with having experts in your back pocket. Me and Danny have both done this recently in the last couple months, and my plan was to do this and then do all the stuff, and then basically at the end of the summer see the changes or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I've also said that on record, saying that probably the biggest thing I regret is not doing this sooner, because then I would have the comparison charts.
Yeah, you can track your whole life. It's like a
starting this in my late 30s, which I'm actually not happy with.
Better starting than doing it never.
That's true. I think that's when you start. Yeah, it's better than never. Absolutely. But it is honest to God, it's like the smartest thing to do.
Yeah.
And I did it after a long tour to see where I'm at and stuff like that. But basically, you do your blood work. You have experts that go through it, and they what's the right word for this? Frig. They have it in their thing, but preemptive.
Yes,
as opposed to like so much of healthcare, which is just treating symptoms.
Yeah, it's just reactive.
Yeah, exactly. So preemptively, they find out what you're lacking in, what changes you can actually make. So it's honestly an amazing thing to do.
It's good if you're just, I mean, it's also good if you're like, hey, I'm actually fairly healthy, but I go to the gym and I just want my workouts to be better. Like, they can help you with that.
Yeah, there's kind of there's almost like, it's not even like a hyper specific thing. It's almost like something that everyone should do.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Everybody should do it.
Marek's clinical team utilizes the most recent cutting edge literature to create the most informed, personalized, evidence-based, and impactful protocols for their clients as possible. Custom lab reports with actionable recommendations validated by clinical research team and physicians, a thorough analysis of your lab reports, and you do a video call with Marek Health, which I did. And also they have expedited onboarding for those interested in working with a Marek Health provider for personalized treatment options ranging from hormone optimization, cognitive enhancement for hair loss prevention, body recomposition, and all from the comfort of your house. So right now, the optimization package includes the same elaborate panel I get for myself, and with those test results, the Marek Health clinical team optimized my personal protocol to get the exact same panel and medical oversight. Click the link in the video description or go to marekhealth.com/boyscast. Use the code boyscast to save 10% at checkout at marekhealth.com/boyscast. Okay, changing gears a little bit here. I feel like I haven't talked to you in a couple of days. I feel actually I saw you Saturday, so I'll take that back. But I don't know if we talked about the Crowdstrike thing.
No, that was yesterday or 2 days ago.
No, it was a couple of days ago that the Crowdstrike thing happened. But I don't know if we talked about it.
No.
The reason I was saying, so the article, painful wake up call. What's next for Crowdstrike? Microsoft after update causes outrage. Basically, Crowdstrike went down. Everything shut down
from like a line of code or something.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you because I feel like you know about this stuff a little better than me. Do you know what happened? It's hard to parse out what the fuck went on here.
They're just like a cybersecurity company, and they run like several airlines or many airlines. Not every airline though. Like I saw something where Southwest still runs on like Windows 3.1. like literally like the kind of operating system that like came in a box that's like 8-bit or whatever. Like they run on this super antiquated system, so they were unaffected. It's just if you run on Microsoft, on newer Microsoft, if you run on Apple, unaffected. But if you run on newer Microsoft operating systems, they have CrowdStrike as their like cybersecurity, and they just like push some line of code that or whatever, push some code that some update, and then there was a bug in it, and it just like they had to ground every fucking flight in America.
And it wasn't just flights; it was like 911 call centers.
Oh, tons of stuff.
It's like it was again dystopian.
It's crazy.
It's all the stuff that you start. Like I always been saying this a lot lately. I guess I've been thinking this same point for the last like month or whatever. But so much of the stuff happening right now feels like shit you saw in a dystopian movie about the future.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine if it was like, hey, we don't know how to fix this or something, and you're like, what? So there's just no flights because you guys all rely.
You call 911 because you need an ambulance, and they're just like it doesn't work.
And nobody realizes like that there's all these choke points in the whole like system where you're like, this one little thing fucked up, and the effects of it, because you would think, oh, like, well,
you'd also think they have a backup, like they have backup generators, or
whatever. They tested it in advance, you know, like instead of just putting this whole thing out, but like, can you try it on one computer first?
Apparently they can't. It's all chained in.
That's crazy. They don't have like have like a demo computer that they could just like run the test on.
That's what I'm saying. This thing's blowing my mind. I know they're gonna get hauled into Congress and they're gonna get scolded.
Yeah, they're gonna get scolded and they're gonna be like, "Sorry, we made a mistake."
Sorry. Oops, did I do that?
Yeah, but they're probably like so
3 episodes in a row. Auto reference. Someone called it out. The comment section called out that it was this 2 in a row.
2 in a row. Now we got 3. But yeah,
see if we can get to 5, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna keep that streak going. But yeah, I don't know. They're just gonna go. They're like, whoops, we fucked up. Sorry, we'll make sure it doesn't happen again. And I mean, you're not gonna get. I don't know how enough about cybersecurity to say like, can you just replace them with a new company? I imagine that is very difficult and expensive.
Dystopian.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Okay, so here's a little insight into window is the right word into, because we're saying what the female president situation might be like if it was like that.
Yeah.
Which again, you're still saying, and probably I agree that it still seems unlikely, but just, you know, it's definitely
female president situation.
It's on the table.
I mean, I think if Michelle Obama gets it, I would predict you would win.
Yeah, me too. I kind of feel that way as well.
Michelle Obama will win.
But journalists told to pay Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni $5,400 for tweet mocking her height. And I'm just saying, though, if we had female president, it could be one of those things where it's like it's back to.
Well, you think all the Michelle Obama comes in and go, you want to make your big Mike jokes? Huh?
That's what I'm saying.
You want to say I got a piece on me? It's gonna cost you.
I'm saying Big Mike could be costly.
Nah, not in America. They're not doing that here. That's where you
don't underestimate a woman scorned.
That's true. That is true. But yeah, I mean that's
why they say the girl presidents are always the most like they always love war, because one of the big things is they have to prove that they're tough. You know what I mean? It's like a woman cop situation. There's a lot of times where they get them in and they like have to, because there is.
That's weird, because there were 2 Secret Service agents who had real chance to prove that they were tough and chose not to take it.
Well, they don't prove they're tough that way. They prove they're tough by like declaring wars that they're not going to fight. But it is one of those things. Like, I'm sure that if you were in like a gang and there was like a female gang leader, she's like, and she walks in and she's doing the torturing, a part of you is like, oh fuck, she's something to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I've seen that fiction.
But they do always get, you know, they have a little bit of, you know, there is a bit of kind of realness to it where people are like, oh, are they going to be like a pussy? Because there's that big sector of America that's like wants someone that's right. So they kind of sometimes, I think the argument is sometimes they prove that they're strong by like, you know, getting into every war.
Right. Well, I hope not.
I mean, Hill Dog was probably the biggest war hawk there was, right?
Yeah, and she wasn't really the president.
But yeah, exactly. But they're not always presidents. I'm just saying, like, so some people say a bit of that, but there might be a bit of that the other way, where it's like, you know what I mean? The jokes are
we're getting the.
There's gonna be I'm just saying,
suing you for tweets.
Well, it's a scale, right? You're acting like it's binary. There might be.
You think they're gonna get people? You think if Michelle Obama comes in, she's gonna get?
This was a body shaming. Girls getting $6,000 for body shaming.
And it's not even a body shaming to say you're short. That's not even the type of body shaming that women even care about. It's like to say the guy goes, oh, she's only 4 feet tall. You're like, that's not even body shaming.
Oh, she also called her Mussolini, and that was fine.
Well, she's kind of acting like Mussolini a bit by fining you. bit of a fascist move to fine you for a fucking crack on Twitter. But are they going to retroactively, like, you think Michelle Obama's going to, if she's the president, going to retroactively hit people for the Big Mike stuff?
Oh my God, that's what I'm wondering, man. It's
We're
gonna be
gonna
like
have to scrub our podcast.
it's like
every comedian is just gonna be like,
it's like the like basically like the Red Scare.
yeah, well, yeah,
Mike Scare.
Mike Scare, Big Mike Scare.
We're gonna do a mic check. Mic check. Anyone who said Mike.
Like she gets elected on election day, November 5th, every comedian's face just goes white.
I'll tell you what though, if they do start charging you for making fun of presidents, like you make it count. You know what I mean?
Well, is there like a scale? Like, do they have how does it work?
I think
like, is there just is it a flat rate? Like,
I think the physical appearance would be the highest. That would be the highest of the high.
I mean, it's crazy. That's the thing that's when you really start appreciating stuff like in America where like there are countries where these are not even like dictatorships. These are Western nations. You go, you make fun of the president on the internet, you get dinged $5,000.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some of them you get killed.
But I'm saying not the Western nations. You get.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe some of them.
I'll tell you what though, I would feel a little bit if you knew that you were paying $6,000 for a joke.
Yeah,
it would hit a little harder. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you're gonna craft that bad boy.
You're gonna workshop that one.
Yeah.
But I like comedians. It's always like. One of the things is in the cellar, they, lock up everyone's phones because it's hard to because you're practicing jokes and you don't want people to rat you out or whatever.
Yeah.
That would definitely need to be like 3 levels of security to go to the place where the people are crafting the jokes they're going to get fined $6,000 for to drop that bad boy.
I wonder if it's like the Jordan Peterson stuff where if the guy's like, I'm not paying it, then they're like, okay, you're going to jail. Like, does it eventually venture over into...
They can't put us all in jail.
Well...
Imagine they develop the Supermaxes.
And Supermaxes for the jokes.
They start putting the comedy Supermax.
The Italian comedy Supermax.
I'm telling you. You could see in Canada that happening where they have a female prime minister.
Well, they did the hate speech thing where they said it was retroactive. That they passed the hate speech law recently.
The retroactive hate speech is one of the craziest fucking things in the world.
Yeah.
Call this guy fag in 1945.
Yeah, that's going to cost you.
Oh.
But I wonder, will
That's
they lock
just
him
shaking
up?
you upside down. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have this comedy Supermax. No, I don't think it'll happen in America. I'm just being hyperbolic.
No, it wouldn't happen in America. No, I know that. But I mean, it is crazy. Like, for $5,000?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, what damages can
that's
she
not the
claim?
obviously
What
we've talked about a bunch of these. There's lots of them. I don't know what damages you claim.
Me? Fucking toughen up,
I think
Buttercup.
that's how it goes. That's how it goes.
That just cost me $5,000.
Well, she's not even about that life either, because she's kind of like the right wing person.
I know. She's supposed to be.
I think the laws are the laws.
I think what happens though is when you start going super far right, then eventually you're like, yeah, you're not making fun of me.
It's a mix of that.
Yeah, you start getting that. Like once you start getting away from the center, and then you're like, I'm sure on the left too. You go, yeah. There's no jokes.
No.
No jokes.
Yeah, we're not.
It's like Russia. It's like they went super far left, and you go, there's no jokes.
Yeah, that's true.
You will not be making jokes.
That's a really good point. The jokes do sit around the center.
Yeah. Like the political candidates in the center, they go, yeah, crack jokes. I'm
can
cool.
crack one or two.
I'm cool. I like jokes.
Well, the thing about it's kind of related, but it's because Kamala Harris was going with black now really hard over Indian. Like you never hear her mention the Indian stuff.
Oh,
right?
dude, on MSNBC they were going so hard on like wait for all the racism and the sexism.
There's definitely gonna be some.
Yeah, for sure. But they were like, oh yeah, those Republicans better watch out because they're going to be going all this stuff and all the misogyny and it's
that's the most part that I'm not looking forward to is them calling it just every criticism is going to be like sexist and racist.
Yeah, basically, and I mean there are a lot of people you see on Twitter being like, yeah, she just sucked her way to the top. Yeah, you know how she got the vice president, just the old Gluck 2000. Yeah,
It's funny. How's that not funny?
it is funny.
I mean, being president that was kind of banging all these high profile dudes is hilarious.
Yeah, that's great.
So This is a Canada thing, but Canadian woman accused of racism after witnessing Indians defecating in poop holes on Ontario Beach.
I went through.
So
her
many people sent me this.
I went through her TikTok actually because that's where it started on TikTok to see. Because she said she's like, I'm going to start documenting it, but then I think what happened is the people started getting wise to it. So then, because I don't think there's any actual videos of it. Or
No,
whatever.
this isn't one thing. There's
No,
been
no.
a bunch of
But she
these.
was saying she's like, I've seen tons.
So
of
I said Indians have been getting blasted right now.
Yeah.
You know what's kind of unfair because I've always been sort of pro-Indian, but
Yeah, I love the Indians.
well, there's because I've dated tons of Indian
Yeah.
chicks, but that's also where I went to high school. But the reason why it's weird is because it's the same as anything where there's just such the people who just moved here is so different than grew up here. You know what I mean?
Of course. I mean, anything you always any group you take the worst 2% of them and then you ascribe that to all of them. It's like it's always
Well, there's different types, right? This is how I see the three Indians. This is the three Indian dude types I know.
yeah.
In my opinion.
Sure.
They either go finance tech bro.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like kind of frat tech bro finance.
Yep.
Or they go urban, like they're part of Drake's crew, a lot of owl
with
gear.
the super thin,
very, very
the
thin.
thinnest sideburns. That
You've never seen
like
a thin
you literally
sideburn
like a
like this.
micrometer to measure these sideburns. They're like, how is it so thin?
You've never seen a thin sideburn like this. Always the sides of their head shaved.
Yeah.
That. Or the third one is they go lib white chick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
America has more of the lib white chick Indians.
Mm-hmm.
America, I feel like Toronto, I don't know about Canada, but Toronto has more like, they're either like
That's how you say it now.
tech
huh?
bro. What?
You calling it Toronto?
Toronto.
What's happened?
You don't like that?
I don't like that.
I feel like I've always sort of said that sometimes.
Fucking bumping Kendrick lately. It sounds like.
Sorry, I'm a phonic guy. Everybody knows that about me. I pronounce words the way that they're meant to be pronounced. I apologize if my proper English is problematic for Danny. You can't pronounce words. Everyone's been saying that about him. But I feel like Toronto has more of like finance bro or
Yeah.
urban type.
What do you-
either Adam Jamal or Natish in
Exactly.
comedy
Yeah,
terms,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Those are the two,
Yeah.
which are our buddies. But I think they're all second.
Yeah, the
third
pooping in the
generation,
beach.
right?
And honestly, the pooping in the beach.
But that is like fresh here.
Yeah.
And also the other part you
obviously
have to
there's a
remember is
cultural
most of the
element.
immigrants before were like the fancy pants immigrants.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were the like
they were all the doctors and stuff, and yeah.
and then now it's the
Professionals
more
and
like
whatnot.
refugee type, right?
Yeah.
But so there's a bit of a distinction.
Yeah.
But
But
the
honestly,
new
the
ones,
pooping in the
is that
it
true?
seems convenient.
Is that true that they do that over there?
Yes.
What is that?
I mean, there's
That's crappy. No
Dude,
pun
there was-
intended.
no. There. I remember
are
there
you
was a
doing?
thing. I can't remember where, but there was some province, and like when you say province, there you're literally talking about like province larger than America population wise.
Yeah.
And then they started building all these. They go because it's bad. Like it ruins the groundwater and stuff, and it's literally like a health hazard.
It's not great. Yeah.
And so they were like, hey, I can't remember where it was, but I read about it. And they're like, so we're setting up all this indoor plumbing. Please use the stuff. And people are like, no.
No, we do it this way.
This is how we like it.
And then they just don't wipe. Is that it?
They use. So I was actually investigating this recently because, so you know that I did that, that
was gross.
that TikTok reel or whatever of the Indian ordering the drink. And there's all the street food stuff. We covered it. But so I don't remember if I said this, but people in India, like they, as a pejorative, they'll be like, oh, you wipe with toilet paper. Right? They'll be like, "Oh, look at this guy telling me about hygiene. You use toilet paper."
I think you told me that.
Yeah. No, they're like very much like, "Oh, you're gonna tell us about hygiene? Like, you guys use toilet paper to wipe your ass."
What do they do?
So I went and there's a YouTube video because I go, "What do they use?" I go, I actually like within the last week watched this because I go, "What are they up to?" Okay.
What are you doing over there?
So then there's a
boys?
YouTube video. This guy posted it. They use this little pot. Right, it's like it looks like a tea kettle almost. I forget what it's called. And then you're sitting on the toilet, and then you basically, I was watching this. And go, I don't even understand how this works. But so the guy's like, you lift up your one right cheek, and then you start pouring water on your side, and then I guess it starts flowing down in your
You
ass.
get shit everywhere, probably.
And then, but then you use your hand to finish the job.
No,
so
you
then
don't.
you do. So then you just wind up with shit all over your hand. But that's the whole thing. In India, you eat with your right hand. Your right hand is your shit hand is the left hand. Your eating hand is the right hand.
I can understand why people want to move here.
that's like a known thing. I'm not even like, this isn't like a racist thing or anything. Like, that is just how it is. Like,
But you think if you were coming here and you're like, we're going to keep elements of our culture, it wouldn't be that one.
well, I mean, it's easy for you to say, but that's their culture. And again, they see people wiping their ass and they go, what are you guys fucking living in the Stone Age? Like, what are you doing? Like, they think
They're wrong,
They
though.
think they're like doing bidets, right? And people who use bidets.
Bidets don't, you don't use your hand.
I understand. That.
Obviously.
They think they're Japan, where they're like, oh, we have these super tech things. You go, no, you have a fucking pot, like a tea kettle that you're just pouring down your side. And
It's an outhouse bidet.
And then you do both sides. I mean, they've been doing it for probably 1,000 years like this.
Well, yeah, they should stop.
Yeah. But anyways, in the YouTube video, because they're all talking shit about how there's so much cleaner, and then the guy in the YouTube video is like, yeah, so then you like do the thing. You both-
Just in the YouTube video, you're gross, your hands covered in shit.
no, literally.
You're
because-
actually the gross
Yeah,
one.
but he's like, and then you will get some like shit on your hand, but then you like, well, and I go, shit on the hand.
What the fuck?
The instant you go shit on the hand, they goes, there's got
Hey,
to be a
remember
better
that
way.
one?
There has got to be a better way than shit on the hand. Every time.
That's stinky.
It literally. Yeah. But so, anyways, because I was like, am I missing something? Like, I'm very open. I go, oh, maybe they're right.
I'm not
Maybe-
open to that.
well, I was like, maybe when they say the toilet paper is so unsanitary, I'm like, oh, maybe they're doing something better.
I mean, obviously, the best scenario is wipe and then you also do it right before your shower. That's the fucking.
That's yeah. But no, well, if you have
that's a dignified man's
if
dump
you
at the
use-
same time every day.
if you use
That's a
one-
man's dump.
yeah, but if you use one of those really good Japanese toilet seats where you ever use those, like Gas has one where like the thing you sit down and it goes like
I don't do it though.
Oh.
I don't want to fucking go to some
when
random
I was in
toilet and have a bunch
when I
of
was in
water
Hawaii
shot up all over my ass.
when I was in Hawaii like a few
Also, I
years,
don't think I took any shits at gas.
yeah, I've taken many. But when I was in Hawaii,
Why are you shitting all over the place?
when you gotta go, you gotta go. I don't know. What do you?
I don't know. I guess
Hold
I'm
it.
somewhat regulated.
I just go when I gotta go.
You're just shitting all over the place, eh?
Hey,
You're probably eating all sorts of weird ass shit too.
just
Danny comes into gas, fucking just polished off a double-sized bag of spicy Doritos.
No, I don't. Mostly just eating ground beef right now. But no, but the one that I used, which was awesome, was it. You sit down on the toilet seat. This is in Hawaii, but it's like a Japanese one, and then like a thing comes out from behind. It goes, and then you can like it has like a button, so you can kind of like place it in the right spot, and then so it's right above your ass, and then it just goes.
I can picture you loving stuff like that in your house. I'm surprised you
I
don't
don't have that.
one.
No, I don't. I
Fucking
don't know.
shit-oriented house like
Hey
your
man,
own.
I'm just a fucking troglodyte using paper over here. Okay, I'm just a caveman with my paper.
I could definitely picture you having like the most fancy toilets, like in your bedrooms in the bathroom, and your bathrooms in the bedroom. You know what I mean? You just have a mattress over top of your bathtub, and the shit rooms in your main room.
Doesn't sound the worst idea.
Danny on his throne. You definitely are the type of guy that's gonna be calling the toilet the throne pretty soon.
I've thought
All
about.
right, I'm gonna be in the throne.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Just bringing a novel this big in there because you're gonna be a while.
Well, sometimes I gotta hide out. That's the main thing. Is sometimes I just need some fucking alone time, and I gotta hide out. I wish I was joking, but the thing of getting a setup in there, maybe like a little.
Hey, can this wait?
little
I just
desk.
take a 4-hour shit.
Little desk. That is something that they need is a good ergonomic toilet. Because toilets are not meant for you to sit down on for more than like 10 minutes before your legs fall asleep.
Yeah, I'm surprised you don't think about this more. It seems.
I do.
Yeah, I do.
I do. The problem is you can't.
You're in the
you
toilet
can't
just
convince
to-
the wife that you're like, hey, we're getting a toilet seat you can sit on for an hour. She goes, why? Why would you do that?
Just get it. I don't know. What do you care what she thinks?
That's true.
I could definitely picture you at 4 a.m. Danny, come to bed, and you're there with your fucking Goodwill Hunting style,
My
trying to
laptop.
You're trying to figure out the perfect toilet.
Yeah, I got my schematics.
Well, anyways, everyone's calling this woman racist
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. She's
after documenting her concerns.
and
posting
she's like,
a
I'm
video.
native. She's like, you can't call me
Well,
racist.
she came out and said she's
She goes,
native.
I'm native.
That is the ultimate. Everyone always comes out and says, "Oh, that can't be true. I'm a 6% Cherokee."
Yeah. In Canada, that's the ultimate trump card.
I know, but
In Canada, you go, I'm native. You go, so
everyone.
sorry.
I mean, I have like a great grandfather or a great grandmother. I think that was native. Like, it's like everyone from Canada has someone that's native in there. It's like, you know what I mean? Like black, it doesn't really work because once you're white, if you have enough generations, then you're just white again. You know what I mean? So it's like native. They can be sort of white, so it does still work. Where you're like, I'm 1/15th native, I get the card. 1/16th native, I get the card. And then you just like, and also use that for the rest of your life. That's your identity.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you want to keep the gravy train rolling.
It does. It starts the gravy chain up.
Oh yeah, fires it up.
But it is. I've seen other people posting about this. This isn't the first time, and it was in Musaga Beach, by the way,
I
which is
know.
I've said
Everybody in the area
where
too.
Genos go to fight each other.
Yeah, and all the beaches around there too. There was one in Ottawa, Crystal Beach, all these things, and people are like, yeah, they're like they bring like shovels, but there'll be like
The fuck?
There'll be like 30 of them, and you go, I mean, like it makes sense. The problem is there probably is a porta potty.
You're sort of liking it. I'm sensing that you sort of like this
no,
idea.
no. I didn't.
They
I
bring
don't-
shovels. It makes sense, actually.
For them, it makes sense because they probably go they step into a porta potty and they're like. Although I will
like
say,
it.
porta potties. I don't know if
Dude, imagine because I don't know.
have
if
you used a porta potty lately?
No, I don't
The
think so.
technological advances in porta potties is incredible.
What's the advance?
They don't smell anymore. Like, dude, I've like
Is
used
that the advance?
Yeah, they figured out a way to make them not like the grossest thing in the world. Like I've gone.
Danny's like I spent like 20. Dude, I was in this thing getting shit on for 20 minutes. I wasn't even puking.
dude, it is crazy. Whatever the solution is that they put down there.
With a snorkel. How do they do it?
Just looking for something down here.
Drop my watch.
I'll be a minute.
How did they? I want to shake the hand of the man who
Obviously,
designed
there's some of them that are gross, but I've used some. Obviously, my last choice ever is to use a porta potty, but yeah, some of them now you go, oh man, these are like nice.
No, I can't imagine.
They're like at a music thing, or like if I ever go to like a music show and festival thing or whatever, and they have porta potties, you go, they've made some advances. Here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll tell you, you think that would have been settled. They go, nothing left to do. We figured it out.
I think
someone at the porta potty company was like, no, we can make this better. We can make a better mousetrap.
I would like to see you do an Instagram series where you're doing porta potty reviews. All right, gonna give this one a 7 out of 10.
It's about what? This hasn't been empty recently.
Well, I remember that would be grossy and shit on the beach because I used to go to Wasaga Beach here and there, and basically I'd go with like 5 guys and just get in fights.
Yeah.
That's all anyone did in
Yeah, the
Wasaga
last
Beach.
thing you want to do is like step in a shithole.
That's what I'm saying on the fights. No, what I actually was thinking.
Roll your ankle
when I
and
was-
step in shit.
They jogged my memory of Wasaga Beach, and one thing that was reminding me is like for young people, I remember there was this one guy we used to call him the most dangerous man. He went to Pine Ridge, which people used to call Crime Ridge, and he was like he was best friends with our buddy who we were friends with in high school, right? And I remember legitimately being like, it was like a legend, where it's like the most dangerous man. We had some nickname for him and everything that I'm not going to say because then I don't want to get back to him.
Sure.
This man was a scary motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then when we were like 20. I guess we were in college, but he was still friends with our buddy. So he was like now just a guy, and he comes to, we go to Wasaga Beach. He's bringing our buddy, which is the most dangerous man. And it was like a big joke with our friends being like, watch what you say around this guy, most dangerous man.
Yeah.
Shows up, 5'8", $160. I remember being in high school or like grade.
So Jason Statham size.
Just a normal guy, but it's like all that happened is he grew way before everyone.
Oh.
You forget how much that used to happen, where some guy would like have a beard when he was fucking
Right.
13 years old. He'd have a beard. He's already balding, and he's like, "This is a monster." And then you see, I remember seeing him at like 20 years old, and you're like, "This guy's half of all of our size."
See, I thought you were gonna say-
probably George Costanza.
Yeah, I
but
thought you-
basically he looks like that when he's 12.
I thought you were going to say because he's so small that he's crazy. Like he's
No, it's just certain guys.
He'll just stab you.
Certain guys just grow way quicker, and they look like George Costanza. I remember George Costanza specifically. I'm thinking of because he said that he grew really quick. Guys like that have a lot of T. You know what I mean? A lot of the guys that
Yeah,
go bald really quick is also the guys that grew really quick.
And they're probably angriest too.
I remember looking at him and being like, "This is the beast, the beast, the Crime Ridge beast." Anyways, one community, St. Catherine's, went so far as to refuse beach access to anyone not from the immediate Niagara region because there have too many shitter boys showing up. I guess you get a ticket. It's funny because you get a ticket for pissing in public, but you're not getting a ticket for shitting in public.
That's a good point. That's definitely should be under the.
How are you not getting a ticket? How is it not just, yeah, you get a ticket?
They're like, we never have to put it on the books. It hasn't been a problem.
It's never been on the books.
Yeah. I mean, but if you.
I got a ticket for pissing in public once from a horse cop.
Yeah, but I guess if you piss while you shit, then at least they'll get you on the piss. Do they have to go through it? And they go,
Well, so just, yeah,
is this
combine it.
Like, are they going through it being, is this just shit or is this piss? Do we have something here?
All right, I know we've been talking about this.
CSI, Law and Order Toronto, they're fucking shitting on the beaches.
That'd be a great CSI. there we go. Special food unit. Johnny Glover, ladies and gentlemen. SPU. SPU. SPU for sure. There we go. We got it. SPU. All right. But this guy, a woman confronts cell phone repair store worker after they allegedly caught him trying to airdrop photos to himself. It was the ultimate Bob scam the guy had, right?
It doesn't work. When you give him your password, you need a new screen, and you go, "Hey, can I get your password to install this new screen?" You go, "That's not how that works." This didn't happen.
It did work. He was mid airdrop, and she goes, "What are you doing?" He goes. And the best is she called the manager, and the manager comes, and she's like, "This guy was looking at my photos." And, this guy's, you're in real trouble right now. You might be going to jail or whatever. He doesn't know what's going on, right? And then while she was doing it, he just fainted. The guy that got busted fainted.
He goes, "I'm so fucked."
So it's quite the scene. And there's a lot of things going on in Dubai. We have some other real stuff to talk about, but just to wrap up this kind of weird, wacky thing section.
Yeah.
Dubai millionaire's wife complains about life with a man who loves treating her and buying her things all the time. There's 2 Dubai stories in a row. That's why. The one... This girl, millionaire wife on TikTok, it's sort of funny. They have the trad wife thing, but she's doing her whole thing about it's not all it's cracked up to be. Being a millionaire's wife is quite literally a full-time job. She says it's really hard, mostly due to the cultural expectations. And she always, this is a list of things she's always exhausted from being a millionaire's wife.
Yep.
She has to wear diamond-encrusted shoes sometimes, which are apparently quite painful.
Okay.
That's a funny thing to complain about.
Those are diamond shoes.
Other requirements involve being expected to spend as much money as possible and always having to be hungry for Michelin star food.
Oh, that's...
She hasn't been getting a lot of support.
No. No one knows what it's like. Yeah, I don't...
And then Dubai princess divorces her husband via Instagram message.
That seems a good way to do it, I guess.
And basically, this guy, the ultimate bag fumble, because he was out there smashing, but he's dating the fucking king's daughter.
Oof, I mean, I can't imagine that's going to work out well for him.
You don't think he's going to be good now?
If it's the king's daughter?
No, I'm just saying, he was probably, sad.
He was set, but also he's probably, more than just that fuck up. Just the humiliation.
Oh, yeah, he's going to get killed. Yeah.
Yeah, he's getting...
The girl was pretty cute, but then I looked, she had more photos, and it was a real makeup shapeshifter. So I think this guy he married this princess who was probably a 6.
Yeah.
She dolls herself up pretty good.
Yeah, they all do.
They do, yeah. And then they do the makeup face, too. It's one of those makeup tutorials where they really doll it up.
Yeah.
And this guy...
there's a line right here going around.
She definitely... you basically paint a face on.
Yeah, you paint a face on.
You paint a full face on.
Paint and switch.
And then, obviously, but since he started dating her, he's getting all this press, so probably sniz was pouring in for this guy.
Yeah, I wonder how that works in Dubai. A lot of chicks hopping in the DMs. Probably a lot of it's the Eastern European chicks who are kicking around Dubai. Who goes, "Oh, I can get a bag here."
For sure, a bit of that, but I'd say probably what's actually more likely is this guy was flying in supermodels to fucking shit on them. That's why I hear in India they're digging holes and shit. He's like, "Yeah, we solved that problem in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, we do shit.
We fly in American OnlyFans chicks and we use them as human toilets.
Hey,
human centipede them for fucking $1,000,
and they clean it up."
And they also clean it up.
Yeah, it's not getting.
And you go, what happens to it? It's we leave the room. That's for them to figure out.
Probably goes in the toilet.
Yeah, probably
maybe
back to the
probably
toilet.
down the tub. Actually, probably goes
maybe
down
in the tub.
Tub drain.
So
poop heavy episode.
It has been, which is up your alley.
Right up my
You're a
alley.
happy camper right now. Finally, then talk about my topics. Well, it's sort of been up your alley recently too, because you've been sort of a conspiracy guy.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna
all these conspiracies are happening.
It is. So we're going to talk about I was going to mention the John Deere thing, but did you have any other conspiracy theories that I've missed? Is there any interesting components that I've been missing about this?
Not really. I mean, I already said it, but the Obama thing I thought was a big, not Michelle, but the fact that they wouldn't endorse Kamala.
You think that's the most interesting piece of information right now?
That is an interesting data point.
Well, Alex Jones came out and he said it's going to be a Michelle Obama.
Yeah.
Vivek says that too.
Yeah. And, yeah, I think so. And Vivek was saying a year ago that Biden would step down.
And being a betting market guy, how did betting market look for you for that?
And crazy thing is Alex Jones actually specifically predicted that Biden would step down on July 20th.
No, he didn't.
He did, and he was off by one day.
Really?
Like months ago. Yeah. Whoa. It says right here, presidential election winner, 65% Donald Trump, Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, 84%, Michelle Obama, 8%. So
right now the betting market.
The thing is, there is this, and I don't know how this works, but the money that the DNC has raised, like it has to go to Kamala Harris. I think there's an issue where if there's a different candidate, like they're not allowed to transfer the money over.
I know you have to return it.
You have to return it
because it's a different campaign.
It's a different campaign, exactly. So I think there's that issue, but I don't. What do they just need attack ads?
You should be able
like they're like it's all the money's just for attack ads. And
are you allowed to get your money back ever?
I don't know.
I donated my money to a GoFundMe that didn't go. I didn't get my money back.
Still time. Still time. You never know. But I don't know how it works. Yeah.
Sort of wondering how that works myself. But if you donated tons of money to Joe Biden and then it goes to Kamala Harris, like, can you get it back, or is it?
No, because they're on the same ticket, right? But if it's a new candidate, for example, if it's Michelle Obama and someone else,
a lot of money too. It's like $250 million.
Oh, tons! I don't know what they spend it on. I'm always curious. Like,
I think they spend it on those ads that we see.
But like, I mean,
a lot of travel. They probably private jet to their new things.
Yeah, it's all travel and stuff. I mean,
a lot of ads. Don't forget, they set up a huge office and they have 8,000 people working for it.
Tons of them.
I think what you're also forgetting is, what do you mean? What do they spend it on? I mean, Brooklyn Dad gets a fucking $100K. Think about how many influencers were getting paid money.
That's true.
Dude, that guy, the big New York guy, Casey Neistat, he like famously he said that was one of his big. Harry Sisson's getting paid, man. These guys are getting, a lot of people are getting paid, man. That money.
So probably Harry Sisson's like, fuck, stay in, Kamala, please.
They need it because that money's probably, they're on the payroll. Like and this isn't even conspiracy. This is open, out in the open that these people get money to promote it.
But you don't think Michelle Obama could they're like, okay, it's not Kamala Harris. We're giving back the money, Michelle Obama. And then those people are like, okay, we'll just donate the money again. Like, I imagine Michelle, like, they said that Kamala Harris raised $50 million in like 2 days or something, or since yesterday or whatever the fuck. Like, the moment. You don't think Michelle Obama's going to get $200 million in a week?
So I've had a thought, and tell me what you think of this.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like, I agree with what you're saying, where it was like greasy politics and it was a coup and all that sort of stuff. And there's, this is House of Cards shit.
Yeah.
But I guess the other part of it that I was sort of thinking, because, okay, I'll say one more thing, because it is a lot of, there's a lot of, it is always funny that it's like, hey, we're the party of like democracy, but it's like you've literally never had a candidate that had, like, you're the party of bureaucracy, really.
Yeah.
Okay. But then on the other side of that, you're like, but everyone did want this. So I guess it's sort of democracy because they did want, everyone on their party did want him to step down.
The delegates shouldn't have voted for him.
Yeah, so they had
they
had buyer's remorse. Yeah.
Yeah, they had buyer's remorse. You're like, you voted for this. You had a chance to not do this 2 months ago. Like, as he declined so much in that period of time, I'd say no. I'd say he's the same guy he was 2 months ago.
I guess their argument is yes.
Their argument was like, this is our best chance then, and now
did you see all the Reid Hoffman types and Mark Cuban and those guys that were all kind of being like, I think he tweeted like, age always catches up to you. Like, well, yeah, stuff like that. And you're just like, those are the same people that like were 5 days ago being like, he's attacked.
Yeah, he's fine.
The man's a fucking tack.
He's fine. A week ago.
Fine. They go, Reid Hoffman said he went to dinner with him. He goes, blew my mind. He was a rocket scientist.
They're just in pursuit of power.
You know what? Reid Hoffman's more like Reid Troffman.
He's about to be eaten at the trough. That's for sure.
The one thing is that it felt like a lot of Republicans were really like not happy about this, which leads you to believe that they were just like, we had this in the bag and now we don't.
Not as much as before.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, again, they're going to play the angle that they're like, yeah, they literally kicked him out and he should be the candidate and they're not the party of democracy, and that's the game. That's the angle they'll take, rightly so. And I don't know. I mean, Kamala Harris, like, she's been asked 20 times. You're like, would you say something like in the event that Joe Biden was like not doing well cognitively? Like, would you tell us? And she's like, well, yeah, but I mean, he's great. And you go, okay, so he wasn't then?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like if you're the vice president, you're like, I'm not fucking going, but like, you have to play this more strategically. So
you do get reminded of how powerful the fucking media machine is, though. When they decide you're good and decide you're bad, it's like It's crazy the extent to which, like, I told you, I was just going through all 7 of them in a row, and it was just the same thing, and you're just like, man, the media moves.
And before that one debate, like, they were like, he's fine, he's doing great, and then they just all just changed, and then,
ding!
That's it.
New orders have arrived.
Marching orders.
Okay, so John Deere, this one's funny because it's the Harvard thing too. So a lot of companies are saying this, but John Deere ends support of social or cultural awareness events, distances himself from inclusion efforts. And it's just funny, Harvard did the same thing. So many companies now are just like,
Harvard's an educational
stay out of
institution.
it.
They make tractors.
Well, they definitely don't want to get Bud Lighted.
No, hell no. They're like, we make tractors and like lawnmowers and shit. Like,
But the problem is they were getting involved. That's the thing.
oh, they were, yeah. Well, they got bullied into it like every other Fortune 500 company.
But obviously, the piece of data here is that the bullying isn't. The bullying from both ways is evening itself out, where now most companies are just like, how about no stands? That's our best option.
As they should.
Which it used to be probably what it was. It was like, why are companies weighing in on this? And then they were like, we have to. And then they're like, we're getting it from both ends. Harvard was still my favorite one when they said the Palestine thing, Israel-Palestine. They said we're not doing stances anymore, because to me it was just your chick being, hey, is Danny and Johnny there? And you go, yeah. You go, is Christine there? And you go, I have a new policy where I don't talk about who's at the party.
It's a policy. It's a company policy. So
Israel-Palestine was the Christine for them. But yeah, there was a bunch of places coming out and being like,
good. I mean, it doesn't make them more money. It's, if they want to have internal like diversity quotas, but you don't need to like it to be like bullied into it. They could just be like, yeah, well, we learned our lesson. We'll stop. Like, we'll make a conscious effort to be more fair, but I don't know. What do you want us to fucking execute all the white people and replace them? Like, what do you want? I mean, yes, they do, but
kind of.
But yeah, no, they're like, okay, we'll try a little harder. Let's check back in 10 years and we'll see how it is.
Do you think that if fucking there's gonna be a lot of articles? Do you think it goes full like white dudes on the chopping block again if it's like
Harris?
Yeah, one of these candidates. If it's chick candidate.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think we've kind of like, this was just a kind of a wave, and I think the wave has crested.
What's the new wave you predict if it goes like that for the election? What is the wave? Because you think it's a girl. You're looking at a girl one way or the other. What do you think the wave is?
Here's
what do you
the
think
thing:
the strategy is
like, I assume Trump, if he loses, will say it's a rigged election again. And I mean, I don't know.
She would be better off 4 years ago, because like Hillary had the like, anyone who went against her is sexist, racist, or no, not racist, but sexist and racist. Like, why not? But like, I feel like that's lost its punch, so they can't go that hard on that, because it's a bit of an eye roll.
Well, they will.
They will. That's what I'm asking.
Any
you.
vague thing Trump says in a debate will be like, anything that could vaguely be interpreted as sexist or racist, they'll like latch onto that, and that'll be the whole story.
Well, I was sort of saying he was being like, he's allowed to go hard on Biden. It doesn't hurt. Like, you know that as a comedian, when you're going hard on a girl, it hurt. It like it's harder to go real hard on a girl.
For sure. Yeah.
It just does. It's like, just as a human being, when you watch someone be really mean to a girl, it's more off-putting.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to be a little more careful about like,
and when she's
just because of male-female dynamics.
And when she's not a white one, it's difficult. This will be a challenge for Trump.
Like, if you see a guy like yelling at his wife in public, that's like jarring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you see a girl yelling at his husband in public, you're kind of like, that'll happen.
That happens.
Do you know what I mean?
What did you do now?
Put it this way. On the street, same thing. If you see a guy yelling at another guy, it's like, none of my business.
Yeah, none of my business.
You see a guy yelling at a girl, like, everyone's like, I got to get involved.
Yeah, everybody's
And so
like,
your natural instincts are just like built into you, that when a guy's like really going hard on a girl, you're like, hey, come on. You know what I mean?
I can't remember.
So he has that sort of working against him.
I can't remember what the Trump-Hillary debates were like. I think he went pretty hard on her. But yeah,
she's the most unlikable human in history, though.
I know, but he'll have real problems if he has to debate Michelle Obama, because she can for sure debate him.
Real problem.
Kamala Harris, I don't think can debate him. Like, she just is not.
It's hard to make predictions.
That's not her strong
I'm just
suit.
asking if you wanted to.
I don't know. Nah, I don't know. What? Dude, with what's happened in the last week, I'm like, I don't know. can't predict shit at this point.
No, but it is fucking interesting time.
Interesting times.
We'll see. Maybe it's a chance that if something really crazy happens when I'm in Australia, we were saying maybe you do
for sure.
a pop-up with like a pop-up panel on the Boyscast, right?
100%.
And then maybe even there's a situation where we'll see how it shakes
Something
down,
happens,
but Maybe you do a pop-up. Maybe I can
I'll
do
be at the
something there.
ready.
Yeah, exactly. And then obviously patreon.com/theboyscast. A lot of people signed up last week, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
And I think we're at this point, who knows, it changes, probably be a couple months, but because it always goes down a little bit after the month, people's credit cards get declined.
Yep.
But I think we're like 100 away or something from having like the Bugman versus
Have you ever
Bugman
shot
number
guns?
3. Yeah, I went with Mike McGregor to his gun range thing.
Is that it though?
That's it. Well, how many times have you done it?
A couple times.
Why have you done it a couple times? I didn't know this.
Well, one time I did it in what was it, in Alberta.
I have good hand-eye, though. You forget that.
I have great hand-eye coordination
Why do you have good hand-eye?
because I played baseball.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I shot one time where we
I guess
shot,
you're pretty good at
we shot,
pickleball when we play.
Yeah, we shot clays in like with shot.
Well, then I have to get a
with
handicap,
with
I guess.
shotguns. No. This was one time for like 30 minutes. Shot clays. I didn't hit that many. And then one time when I was in Cambodia, I shot an AK-47, but it was into a mound. There's no target, and the AK-47 had like a piece of metal that was like over the barrel, so you couldn't even move it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went with Mike McGregor because he had this YouTube podcast
Yeah, the
series.
podcast with the guns.
I didn't particularly
I've never
love
shot
it.
a pistol.
What?
I've never shot a pistol.
Well, that's what we're doing, aren't we?
I don't know.
I guess we don't know. I guess we've figured that part of what we figure out as well. For the competition, patreon.com/theboyscast. Thank you, fellas.
Peace.